And for the 16 drivers in the playoff, this is where the real business end of the season starts. As you know, it is known as the track too tough to tame. Last year, Chase Briscoe tamed it beautifully for the biggest win of his career. Who will it be tonight? Iconic events are iconic for many reasons. And here we are in the 75th anniversary of the Southern 500, and the Cookout Southern 500 is on. The real race to become a NASCAR Cup Series champion begins now. Wow, and around goes Josh Berry. Berry into the wall. He had a brilliant qualifying yesterday, and it's all come undone.
Let's take a look. He's right there inside second row. You mentioned it. Great qualifying effort. That was mission accomplished. You just want to settle in, Jeff. Turns 1 and 2 tight. Exit at 2, probably the tightest part of the racetrack.
Every driver's talked about how hard you have to drive these race cars. Berry on the bottom of the racetrack, going to the throttle, and it just gets loose.
Well,
that car bottomed out.
Bottoms out. You see the smoke come out from the back of the car?
The entire corner, it bottomed out.
That's right.
Ready to get going again in this 500-mile classic. The original pole man, Denny Hamlin, on the right-hand side of your screen. His JGR teammate, Chase Briscoe, on the outside. We're back racing here in Darlington. And a great restart from Chase Briscoe.
Let's listen into Reddick. He was in that wreck earlier. What does he think at the moment?
Something definitely doesn't feel right. Left rear, just really free of throttle. Settle in and be easy with it. We'll see where it goes. That's all we got for now.
So now if you're Billy Scott, you're trying to understand, was this the overnight changes? Did you just miss the balance? Or that donut right there, that big tire mark in the left side door, did it hit that left rear tire enough to bend it, point it in the wrong direction? So are we, is it like a standard adjustment, Kim, or do we think it's damage? That can become very confusing for the team. And just like that, the 19 Briscoe off the banking onto pit road. This will open the valve right now. The leader pits will kind of put a little bit of panic on everybody. Let's take a look at this 19's pit stop, Parker.
Right, Steve, we'll most likely see a lot of teams react to this, what James Paul has done here. James Paul told me goal number 1 in this race was to take advantage of their qualifying position. After qualifying in the front row, they got the lead there. They've led all the way through here. He was just getting too loose in turns 1 and 2, and then that got worse in 3 and 4 when you saw his teammate Denny Hamlin get pretty close to him. The team was trying to coach him on managing his lap times there for Chase Briscoe, and he's away. Welcome back to Darlington Raceway. Here as you see the leader of the race, Chase Briscoe, has hit pit road. He went a little bit further than some of the other leaders, considering he was the first of the leaders on pit road in the beginning of this cycle. This should be their second and final stop for this stage under green, and it looks like a smooth stop, and he's away.
40 to go, Parker. The Joe Gibbs Racing teammates pitting Denny Hamlin on pit road. It was much better that run. He said too tight to start, but much better up the hill through 1 and 2 at the end of that run, Kim.
And for Bubba Wallace, he's complaining of a free condition, needs just a little bit more rear stability as they come for routine service for fresh Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel.
Little Darlington stripe on the right rear quarter panel of the 23.
Oh, had to stop as Zane Smith was coming in.
Gillen's going to throttle up on the outside, trying to use that momentum, get alongside him down the front straightaway. He can't do it.
What's 88 got to do? What a squeeze by Herbst to fit that car in there.
This is like the last lap of the race, but it's the last lap of stage 1, brought to you by Credit One Bank. Here comes SVG on the inside.
And that opens the door for Gilliland.
What a move.
This is for the free pass. Only the front car will get it because they're behind the 19.
Now he's got to defend. Meanwhile, what an opening stage it's been for JGR and Chase Briscoe. 85 laps led, and he wins the first stage of the Southern 500. And pit road is getting busy. Dave Burns, you're up.
Ross Chastain hits his marks perfectly. He told his team that it was the tightest of the run, built loose in, but too tight on the fire-off, Kim.
Tyler Reddick, top right, said a little tight on entry. Wants to be freer, but he knows it will trend that way, so they decide to leave it alone. Just tires and fuel. Did tell him as long as the screen is free. Parker.
Came for race leader Chase Briscoe. He said it's still loose and it over-rotates over that patch in turn 2. The team told the management, Marty, 4 tires in the way.
Denny Hamlin said the middle part of the run was really good, but I lost all my rear grip, especially on entry of turn 3. Does pit stall number 1 pay off for Hamlin? They gain 1 spot, but Briscoe wins the race off pit road, Lee.
Interesting stage 1. Sun is beginning to set here in South Carolina. Let's get stage 2 going of the Cookout Southern 500. Really good restart on the inside from Denny Hamlin. Reddick's going with him. Briscoe's up high. Ross Chastain, it's been a productive night so far for the Trackhouse racer. $100 to go in stage 2. It was a miserable Daytona last weekend for Denny Hamlin. He told us that on the radio, and you saw it. But he's washed that away, focused on here, feels at home. He's so good here. This is the 12th straight race led here for Denny Hamlin, and that's the longest streak since Darrell Waltrip had 17 straight in the late 70s and early 80s as he continues to get pressured by his teammate, the 3rd JGR member, Christopher Bell there, side by side with Kyle Larson.
Larson just gives the spot up. Briscoe continuing the fight. Now he's alongside the 11. Things get tight right here. Denny Hamlin just lifts. Did not want to leave side by side on the exit of turn 2. Knew Briscoe was faster. Now look, late in the race, he's not going to give that spot up.
I think I have damage.
There might be a problem for the 45. Another of our playoff drivers, Tyler Reddick, came on the radio and said there's smoke in the cockpit. He said, I don't know what's wrong. It feels okay. Crew chief Billy Scott came on the radio and said everything looks okay car side-wise. You're just going to have to deal with it for right now.
It has been an eventful night for the Hurricane, Carson Hocevar. We showed you earlier he was involved in multiple incidents with different drivers, Chase Elliott being one of them. This was a few moments ago. Look at this for a save.
Yeah, big save. Obviously way too loose.
And then this.
And then that was actually the save. Looked like it was going to be another wreck, another spin. And then ultimately, this is the time it just comes around on him.
His teammate right behind him, Justin Haley.
Let's go. We're back to racing. And Ross Chastain wants to take the fight to Chase Briscoe. Jones is on that low line in the green and white car.
45 of Tyler Reddick on the bottom, said it's just a little too tight, not extreme, but wanted to be freed up. They did make an air pressure adjustment. You see his teammate of the 23, Bubba Wallace, kind of the opposite. He said, I need more stability. It's starting to act like it did in practice. Just need it tightened up, Parker.
And race leader Chase Briscoe's now hit pit road. The team asked him if he may possibly had his radiator fan or anything else on inside that car as they deal with this voltage issue in real time right now and assessing what's happening in that race car. His only report handling wise was it's still a little bit loose, but since for the last few laps all they have talked about is the issues with electricity, Marty.
48 of Alex Bowman on pit road. The air gun gets unplugged from the pit box.
William Byron had to get told to come back. Meanwhile, Cody Ware and the Parts Plus Ford has issues. Cody made heavy contact with the wall yesterday in qualifying, and unfortunately, he has suffered this here tonight and cannot get going.
Wow. Oh, boy. Good Lord. Ryan Preece makes contact right there.
Too bad for the 51.
All right, ready to go. We're racing to the end of stage 2. 22 laps to go when they cross the line. That was a cleaner restart from Chase Briscoe. He's being pushed by Eric Jones. Reddick is down on that low line in the blue, black and white car. These two guys have been going at it earlier in the race. Reddick's got that inside line, but Briscoe is relentless up high. Here comes Larson, 4th car back. And AJ Allmendinger in the mix. Look at Eric Jones. 3 wide down into turn 3. The 2-time Southern 500 winner. He wants to make it a 3-time win. And they leave him behind, and Blaney's around.
Oh! Straight, get off the brake, get off the brake.
A little bit of contact.
Let's roll, you're fine.
Let's have a look at what happened to the series' most recent winner.
Kind of 3 wide, or looking 3 wide. 8 below, 54 above. Oh, the 8 gets super loose. 12 kind of tries to avoid, and the 3 gets in the back of him. Kind of a chain reaction. It starts with the 8 of Kyle Busch getting loose, saving his car, but his checkup in speed gets the 12 checked up. The 3's down here, and he just gets into the back of the 12.
Victim of circumstance.
Absolutely.
16 laps to go from here. Great restart. Chase Briscoe. Let's watch Reddick and watch Jones. You saw that green and white Toyota on the inside. Top box, how racy it was on the previous restart. How about Kyle Larson? There is the HendrickCars.com Chevy, the blue and white machine, as Reddick and Briscoe go side by side. Little pensive look on the face of crew chief James Small, who really has enjoyed blending with this young guy, with Chase Briscoe. After working with the veteran, the legend, Martin Truex, he's taken over with this young guy. And they're learning each other and each other's ways and what works for them both. Well, so far, so good here in Darlington, because Chase Briscoe wins stage 2 to couple it with winning the first. Crowd are pumped. Great crowd here at Darlington. Stage 3, are you ready? Let's go! Good start, Tyler Reddick. Got the edge on Briscoe, and he's got his teammate going with him on the inside as well. Here comes Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, that restart was chaotic. Allmendinger into the back of Briscoe, and I think that's why Reddick got the lead here.
That's 77.
Briscoe decides to switch it up and goes the low line on Reddick.
Oh, tight right there. Reddick's not giving the spot up.
Oh, my goodness.
That was close. And back on the scene is Bubba Wallace. The teammates scrapping over that second place. Let's have a look how close this was with Reddick.
Oh, wow. Reddick's car hit that bump, and it looked like it jumped up in the air. Watch this. Boom, right there.
Right, guys, and you mentioned all the laps he's led. Well, he's also banked 20 points virtue of 2 stage wins and being absolutely perfect for this race team in the stages. And Chase gave us a great idea of the gravity of driving for Joe Gibbs Racing his first season with them this year. He said, you know, when I was at Stewart-Haas Racing, making the playoffs was cool, but we weren't sure how far we'd go in the playoffs. But he said, when I came to Joe Gibbs Racing, I learned pretty quickly that unless we make the round of 8, this year is a failure. Well, he's kicked off the playoffs perfectly so far, Ken.
AMR safety team on the scene for Derek Kraus. It was a fiery scene for the 44, which has brought out this most recent caution. Take a look to the right.
I assume this is an engine expiration, just looking at all the smoke, and then finally enough fluid gets on enough things of temperature and the fire breaks out. Good to see the driver get it stopped and get out okay.
And it's that man who was victorious a year ago who's going to lead this field to green. The Legacy Motor Club Toyotas are behind, and Tyler Reddick is on the inside. Here we go. Toyota Power dominated qualifying. Toyota Power has dominated this race. Look at Reddick. He's got the inside run off turn 2. Side by side. Here come the Legacy boys. 3 and 4, the teammates right alongside each other.
Briscoe unable to clear the 45 on the first time through 1 and 2. He's able to get it done here through 3 and 4. 3 wide back at the pack. Gets sorted out.
Right, as we saw Tyler Reddick start to cut that lead down from about 1.7 seconds to just under a second on Chase Briscoe. When this run started, his spotter, Drew Herring, came on the radio and reminded him this run could potentially be 8 laps longer than any run you've had past in this race. So let's not run off and hide. Let's just manage the tires. So as you see Reddick kind of play yo-yo around that second barrier, I'm not convinced that the 19 is just simply trying to manage his tires and what could potentially be the longest run of this race.
8 laps to go. Oh, and a little wiggle from the 19. He got a little loose. The pressure is relentless from Tyler Reddick and Eric Jones. 0.8 of a second across the top 3.
And up ahead, you mentioned the 21, but also the 48 of Bowman.
Whoa, big center speed right here.
Here comes Reddick. With 7 laps to go, the crowd is on their feet. They know they're going to want a special finish.
Reddick lower with more grip and more speed through the middle of the corner. He will be there.
19's loose.
And traffic ahead. A traffic jam ahead. Oh, this is intense. It has been a crazy weekend for Tyler Reddick. He got out of the car yesterday where his foot went to sleep and he limped back to the pit box. He almost crashed on the opening lap today, sideways off turn 2. And here we are, hundreds of laps later, and he's got a chance to win the Southern 500. Who do you think's going to do it? We'll have the answer real soon. Here comes Tyler Reddick. He's only just over a car length back. It's going to come down to turns 3 and 4. And Reddick throws everything he's got at Chase Briscoe.
Close enough.
Is he close enough? Briscoe's able to move by. This was the race that changed Chase Briscoe's life last year, and he's done it again. Briscoe wins the Southern 500.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Butt whipping right there. Awesome job.
And congrats to that guy there, Tyler Reddick. What a fighter. What an effort. And the crazy weekend that he's had came so close. There'll be that disappointment of not being victorious. But what a fight he put up.
Back-to-back Southern 500s hasn't happened in almost 2 decades. Son Brooks promised Dad a trip to Victory Lane in the pre-race show, and Dad delivered in front of a packed house here at Darlington to start the playoffs. Brooks with the #1 on the top of the car. And Dad Chase is into the 2nd round of the Cup Series playoffs.